I start nursing school in September, and before I sent off my application, I ran it through Grammarly. I graduated with my bachelor's and master's degree before AI really took off, so
Um, these details are going to continue to come, and so I just want to show you what we have so far. I don't know if you guys have seen Jarvis Butt's sister testify on the stand, and when I tell you I saw the first little few minutes, I was like, oh damn, yeah, we got to see this together. We got to see it together. I haven't holding on to it. I haven't seen it shown a lot on other people's platforms. Maybe you guys have seen it. Maybe you guys have not. Make sure you guys come in and smash that like button. Happy Valentine's Day to all of my kings and kings, my queens and kings of Trig Nation, you guys, and all my Trig Nation members of the channel and people that are not members. If you're not a member, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe first and go ahead and smash that damn like button and make sure that you subscribe to the channel and also become a member. It's 99 cents. That price is not going anywhere, okay? Inflation is crazy, so we're just going to stay at 99 cents and bring you guys on in here, okay? Because we're going to have a members only live every month at the end of the month, okay? Where you guys actually see me live, okay? But let's get into this. I think that Jarvis's sister, when she testified, it was very, very telling. And I just want to jump right in. I don't want to hold you. It's got a little length on it, so let's just go ahead and try and get in there real quick. And I want your opinion. Check this out, because I was really kind of just blown. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. So let's see. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Talk about this. Let's get into it. Let's get into Jarvis Butts. I didn't even know his sister. I didn't even know this was his sister. I didn't really had a sister. Okay, so how embarrassing is this for her? Okay, um, having to talk and speak on this. But let's get into it and let's jump right on in. Let's go.
He worked at a
Let me rewind it.
shop on.
Miss
Well,
Watts, do you remember?
hold on. All right, let's go.
Afternoon. Could you please state your name for the record?
Tijuana Butts,
And how old are you, Miss Watts?
46.
And do you
Jarvis
someone named
Butts'
Jarvis
sister.
Butts?
Yes,
And how is it that you know him?
he's my brother.
Okay. And how old is Jarvis Butts?
Brother.
42.
And do you know his birthday?
Yes,
When did he birthday?
November 21st, 1986.
And did you see Jarvis Butts in the courtroom today?
I saw him walking in.
Okay. And can you point it and tell me the color of the clothing that he's wearing?
He has on, I believe it's dark green shirt. He's sitting behind the lady to the side of you.
Why is she looking scared of her own brother, you guys? I just want to know that. Go ahead.
And Your Honor, would the record reflect when it says identified the defendant in this case?
So reflected. And just to be clear, you said I saw him walking in. You saw him when you were walking in or when he was walking in?
When I was walking in just now.
Thank you.
And Ms. Butts, where did you know Jarvis to work?
He worked at a shop on Warren and F, called Frank's, and then he moved to a shop on Hopper and Connors. I don't know the name of it.
And Ms. Butts, do you remember talking to Detroit police back on February 26th, 2024?
Yes,
And what's the reason that you went and talked to Detroit police?
I had reason to believe that I saw Ziyah the day she went missing.
Tell me about that.
Hey, Shelly, welcome. Hey, love. Good to see you.
What makes you believe that you
Yay.
saw Ziyah on the day she went missing?
How are you?
Where do you want me to start this a lot?
So
from the very beginning,
Shelly, this is
where
Jarvis
is it that you
Butt's
think you
sister.
saw Ziyah?
Listen, Jarvis Butt's sister.
At the shop on Harbor Encounters.
Okay, and whose shop is that?
My brother Jarvis Butts and his partner.
Okay. What's the reason you were at your brother's shop that day?
Something was wrong with the car that I was driving, and I just needed him to check it out to make sure it was safe for me to drive.
Do you recall about what time did you go to Jarvis's shop that day?
About 4 p.m., give or take a few minutes.
Okay, and around what time did you leave?
Somewhere between 6 and 6:30.
Okay. And what is it that you noticed while you were at the shop?
So it's a two car, like garage. So I was sitting outside of the shop in my car because they were working on another car on the inside. As I sat there for the time that I was there, I kept seeing a little girl get in and out of his truck, going to the gas station.
Now she's about to tell it. Listen.
To his car.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you right there. Whose car are we talking about?
My brother.
Okay, and what kind of car was it?
I believe the Cadillac Escalade.
Okay, do you remember what color?
Rhoda.
Oh
my God. Hold on. Let me pause this real quick.
White cream color.
Welcome,
Okay,
Rhoda.
you described this
On.
as a like a two.
Rhoda's
garage
here.
shop?
Hey, you.
Okay, and
Hold on a minute. So, you guys, real quick, this is Jarvis Butt's sister. Let me tell you something. Welcome, Rhoda. I miss you so much. I am very, very, very glad that you are here, Rhoda. I miss you. I want you to hit me up if you can on the back end. I don't know, but welcome. Guess what? Yes, Rhoda. This is the murder trial of Ziyah Harris. Now, listen. Check this out. This is Jarvis Butt's sister testifying. Okay. I want you guys to pay attention to her in this courtroom. She looks afraid of her own brother. Now listen to what the questions that this damn prosecutor's asking her, because she is about to tell it all. And Shalom, back to you, sweetheart. Yes. Shalom, I'm so glad to see you here. Welcome back. But yeah, this is the murder trial, you guys. Check this out. Like, she's about to tell it. Remember, she's never seen Ziyah, so she's not familiar with this whole situation. But listen to what she's about to tell the prosecutors about this little girl running in and out of his truck. And she's about to tell without knowing that she just told. But look at how petrified she looks at her own brother when they ask her about seeing it. Just look at her face. I want you to look at her body language. Because I seen the first few minutes and I was like, oh, hell no. No, lady. Watch. Listen.
Exhibit 7.
Okay.
Listen.
Now, Ms. Butts, do you recognize what is it we're looking at in People's Exhibit 7?
Yeah.
Okay, what is that?
That is the shop.
Okay.
Right there.
And where at were you parked when you saw someone getting in and out of Jarvis's truck?
In front of the car doors, well, the garage right here. I was parked facing, I don't know what direction it is, but going towards garage. I was like in front, but outside.
Okay, so you were kind of parked parallel with the road?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you draw a T where your truck was?
My car?
Yeah, your car was. Yes. And then put an arrow the way you were facing. And where is it where that Jarvis's truck was? Just put a J where Jarvis's truck was. And what way was his truck facing?
It was facing my direction, so the front was
Towards you. Okay, so put an arrow for that direction.
Listen.
Okay. Do you get a look at this little girl that you see getting in and out of his car?
I saw her, as she was walking. I never saw her face.
Did you see any clothing?
I did.
Okay. Did anything about the clothing stick out to you that you remember?
I just remember her having on a colorful jacket.
And what door, which side do you remember seeing her getting in and out of Jarvis's truck, or did it change?
I don't really remember.
Okay, that's okay. So you said you mostly remember a jacket, a colorful jacket.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what's marked as People's Exhibit 2, which is already admitted, and People's Proposed Exhibit 10. You understand my approach?
Yes.
Handing you what's marked as People's Exhibits 2 and 10. Okay. Do you recognize anything in those photos?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
What is it that you recognize?
Right here, Miss Jack.
And for the record, you're pointing up in channel 1, and you recognize this like pink colorful jacket?
Yes.
Okay. And that's in People's Exhibit 10? Your Honor, I move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 10 as Exhibit 10. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of the jacket that you saw that day?
Now listen, you guys. Here's where I'm confused at. How was Jarvis Butts able to do all these things to Nazira for all this time? And he's in the family with Ziyah Harris, right? Living with Shannon, and he's messing around with Shannon and Shannon's sister. Like, so he's messing around with them both, in this family with them. And this is the sister, and she's never ever saw the daughter, so she doesn't even know what Ziyah looks like. Do you get that part? Like, so he's been with these people for a long, long time, and his own sister doesn't even know what the little girl looks like. She can only tell them what she was wearing that day that she came up missing. Does that make sense to you guys? It doesn't to me. Listen.
Yes.
And move for the proposed People's Exhibit 10.
Hell no.
No objection.
Okay, it'll be admitted as People's Exhibit 10.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
And in People's 2, is that also, where is the what you recognize People's Exhibit 2?
It looks like channel 2 here, maybe.
Okay, facing the back?
Yeah.
Okay. And you recognize the jacket in this photo too, right? Yes.
It's a little blurry, but it looks the same.
Okay.
to me.
And what about in channel 1 of Exhibit 2?
It would be this one right here.
Okay, and it's fair to say that's the back of a jacket? It seems to be the back of a jacket? Okay, thank you. And you said that you saw this little girl with this jacket on getting in and out and going into the gas station?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know who this little girl was at the time?
No.
Okay. Is there a time that you ever get out of your car?
Yes.
And what do you do?
I needed to use the restroom, so I asked his partner if I could use the restroom. He told me to go and tell him in the gas station. And as I was walking towards the gas station, she was walking in front of me going into the gas station.
Okay. So about how far in front of you was she?
I would say maybe where the gentleman in the gray blazer is behind you. Maybe a little bit further, I'm not really sure about that distance.
From where you are to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, boy, I'm really bad at estimates.
20, 25 feet.
Yeah, I would agree with about 20 to 25 feet. And you said you never got a chance to see this little girl's face.
No.
Was there anything else about her that you can remember?
I just remember her being kind of small, like outside of just seeing her get in and out of the car. When I was walking towards her, I was like, she's tiny, and I just remembered the coat.
Okay. Tiny, like in what way? Like tiny, skinny, short?
Kind of skinny and short.
And did you ever ask Jarvis who the little girl was?
Yes.
And what did he tell you?
He told me, and I can't remember if it was this exact word or he said it's my partner's niece, or he said it was King's niece.
Okay, but
But
you knew who he was referring to?
yes,
Okay. Did you think anything of it at the time?
no,
Okay. And what is it that made you think something? Was there a time where you thought something different?
yes.
Okay. And what is it that made you think something different?
I received phone call, well, a video call from one of his kids' mom, and she told me about some things that happened on Valentine's Day, and then she sent me a video of a podcast about my brother.
Okay. And what did you do as a result of receiving those things?
I called Shannon and I asked her for Sergeant Jones' phone number,
Okay. And who's the Shannon that you called?
his kid's mom.
Shannon Harris?
Yes.
Okay. Do you do anything before you go and talk to Sergeant Jones?
Yes.
Okay. What is it that you do?
Okay, so after having a conversation with Shannon Harris and his other kid's mom, I was informed that his partner King, I guess something happened where the
Objection, this is hearsay.
There's not a statement yet, Judge.
Being informed.
I'm not sure what she's even about to say.
Okay, just to the extent that it's informed of someone else's statement.
You might have to object in a couple moments.
You need to speak up,
If you could stand up and
please.
make your objection.
Yes, just objecting to the fact that she was informed of something. It appears this might be hearsay, but we'll see. Yeah.
Could you finish what you were saying? I don't know where you're going with this.
I'm trying to remember where I left. Okay, so after talking to Shannon Harris and his other kid's mom, I was informed of some things that had taken place I think Valentine's Day. So they told me that his
So
partner
objection.
King,
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so
That
at
is-
this point, this is hearsay. They told me in the lack of personal knowledge the things that she was informed of.
can I finish?
1 second.
One.
What is an objection?
I'm
Everybody-
sorry.
The witness
Sorry.
has to stop talking.
So based on those, do you go and talk to someone else?
Yes,
Okay. Who do you go and talk to?
his partner King
Okay. And where is it that you go and talk to King at?
at the shop on Harbor Encounters.
Okay. And without telling me what King said, kind of describe what was your conversation about?
Well, I went to see what happened and what was going on. During that time, I told him that I had never seen any little girl at my brother's shop besides my nieces, outside of the little girl that I saw getting out of his truck that day.
Okay.
And you told this to who?
King.
Now, mind you guys, that's the last day that Nazira was seen. So that was the day she came up missing. That's why this testimony is so freaking important for her to be accurate. And she said that she also called Shannon, which is the mother of She called Shannon, which is the mother of Ziyah, and said she called the police too. So let's find out why, because this is the last day that Nazira was seen alive by Jarvis Butt's sister. So she's telling it all and doesn't realize that she's telling it all. She's never seen this little girl over there other than family members. So she's like, why is this little girl jumping inside this truck and running around the shop? I've never seen her. Who is she?
Was King again?
His business partner.
Okay, and do you know his government name?
I believe it's Cordero or something like that. I just always call him King.
So you went and told him that you hadn't seen anyone out at the shop besides your nieces and then the one little girl you saw that one day.
Yes.
Okay. Did you ask him about that little girl?
Well, I didn't ask him about it. After I said that to him, he told me.
Objection, Your Honor, this is gonna be hearsay again.
Judge, it's gonna go to the effect of on the listening.
There could be an exception. I don't know what she's saying. So you might as well just stay standing up. Go ahead, say what you were gonna say.
After I mentioned to him that I had only saw my nieces and one particular little girl, he then told me that that was Ziyah that I saw that day and I was there.
I would object then, given now that she has testified to that it is hearsay and that it is being introduced for the truth.
And Judge, I would say that it's actually a statement of identification.
So this is not an identification that she personally made, she's just being told.
I mean, she saw Ziyah that day, so it's.
She didn't know who it was. I mean, she had no idea who this was. That's
She
not
didn't know
her
who she was.
identification.
So it is hearsay.
Okay, so without saying what King said, were you informed of anything about a little girl that you saw on January 9th, 2024?
Yes.
Okay, and to your knowledge, Jarvis had told you that that was King's niece.
Yes.
Okay, and when you talked to King, did you have reason to not believe what Jarvis told you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know your nieces from Jarvis? Sorry. That is a poorly worded question. I am sorry. If that was your niece, would you have recognized her that day?
Yes.
Okay. And you did not recognize this little girl as your niece, did you?
No.
Okay. What is it that you did after speaking with King that day?
I called Shannon Harris and I asked her for Sergeant Jones' phone number.
Okay. And did you eventually talk to Sergeant Jones?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that. What day was it that you went to the shop and saw the little girl?
Can I ask you a question? I didn't remember the exact day at that time.
Okay. What is it that makes you believe that it was Ziyah Harris that you saw on that day?
I'm not quite sure how to answer what you're asking me.
That may be a poorly worded question. I'm sorry. Can I just have 1 second, Judge?
Yes.
Ms. Butts, did you come to learn of the day that you had gone to Jarvis's shop by going through the locations on your phone?
Yes,
Okay. And that's the day that you don't remember off the top of your head right now, but it is revealed in your phone locations?
yes.
Let's see here. One second, let me find it. When is it that you went through your phone locations to determine the date? I'm sorry, do you need a moment?
Um, I believe it's February, I think like 24th or the 26th. I can't remember the exact date.
Okay, that's when you would have went through your phone to find those?
Yes,
Okay, and did you also go through that in your interview with Sergeant Jones?
yes,
Okay. And did you give Sergeant Jones permission to look at your location data?
yes,
Okay. And your phone kind of extraction in general? Like to go through your phone for the data?
yes.
Okay. Nothing else, Judge?
Thanks, Chris.
Actually,
Uh,
so you go to the shop where your brother works periodically, right?
From time to time, yes,
You've been there prior to the day we've been talking about today,
yes,
a couple times at least,
yes,
and you'd been back there after.
yes.
But the day we've been talking about, that's the only time you ever saw a child there?
That was the only time I saw a child I didn't recognize.
Okay, so you had seen other children there before?
Yes,
Okay, when you say that you recognize, these are who exactly?
my
usually?
nieces.
And when you first arrived at the shop that day, Jarvis told you that he wasn't going to be able to work on your car?
No,
No? Did you ask him if he'd be able to?
Judge, I think this calls for hearsay. They can't admit statements of the defendant.
I'm looking more so for her own statement, actually.
For her
We'll
what?
start with her own statement.
Okay.
Did you ask him right away if he would be able to work on your car
I talked to him prior to coming to the shop.
before you arrived? You asked if he could work on your car that day?
I asked him to look at my car that day.
Okay. Did you arrive at the shop with the understanding that he would or would not be able to?
I arrived at the shop knowing that he was going to look at my car.
One moment. And was that via text or call or some other way?
Probably video call.
Okay, so a video call a little bit before you headed over.
Earlier in the day, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what time.
Okay, so that's how you decided that you'd go over later.
He told me I could come.
This is kind of all calling for hearsay in a backdoor way.
The response is hearsay. Not
Yes.
that you necessarily asked for it, but it's hearsay.
Sure, we can
Be
keep it as her own. So to be clear, we don't need to talk about what he said to you, but you did a video call to him. And in that call, you asked if he could work on your car.
You
Right.
keep saying work on my car. I said look at my car.
Okay, look at your car, but you asked him personally in a video call.
Yes.
And that was maybe that morning.
I don't remember what time of day it was, but it was before I went to him.
Thank you. Okay. And as you were saying, this day, I think you've said you saw some other children there at other times, but this particular child, you only ever saw this child on this particular day.
Yes.
And the whole time you were there, from your testimony and from that police interview, you said that you never saw her face.
Yes.
And then you did also see some news stories about this case.
Yes.
Yeah, in the podcast that you talked about. Right, there were some podcasts.
I had already saw her on the news, but I did not know who she was.
Sure. But that was, by seeing those stories, that's how you started to think.
Well, I was sent the podcast after some other things that was told to me. That's when I received the podcast.
So initially, between the day you were at the shop, right, and then until you started to see that news, at first you didn't make this connection that maybe she was anyone in particular.
Not at all.
And then through seeing that news, those podcasts, that's when you started to think she
No.
was.
That's not the reason why I thought that.
No, but that's the timing, or it's not?
I guess you could say that.
So she found out through a podcast.
Or
Hold
just
on.
when you saw those things, that's when you started to wonder.
I was wondering before I saw the podcast.
Okay. In your police interview that you did,
Mhm.
did you tell them that at first when you saw the news, you didn't really make a connection because of not having seen her face?
Yes.
So that interview was on February 26th, 2024, right?
Yes.
And you were having some trouble remembering some of the specific details from January 9th at that point?
Not so much as remembering maybe the order I remembered it in.
Okay. Were there some times, at least though, when you were asked some questions and some details that you had to say, I can't remember some things?
I can't remember now.
Okay. And would you agree that at least
Like,
when it
it didn't mean that.
okay. I
I
was just saying,
probably did. I guess it would be safe to say because I didn't know.
okay, so you think it's safe to say that at that point in time, there are at least some details you were having a hard time, some questions you couldn't answer.
I can't disagree.
And it was pretty close in time, shortly before that police interview. That was when you first started to think that maybe this girl you'd seen at the shop had been Ziyah Harris.
Can you repeat that?
So the first time you started to think that maybe that child, the one you saw, maybe that was Ziyah Harris, that was pretty close in time to the police interview.
maybe about a week or so before.
Okay. I believe, does it sound right to you that I think you told the police that it was on the Thursday prior to the interview?
Whatever the Thursday was after Valentine's Day.
Okay. So probably February 22nd. That was the Thursday prior to your interview.
Okay.
And then when you were at the shop, you primarily saw this child while she was inside a truck, right?
I didn't know it was a child in the truck until she kept getting out.
Okay, but when you saw her, she was in a truck?
I saw her getting out the truck, yes.
And were you inside your vehicle?
Yes,
You arrived in the daylight, right?
yes,
And that's, I think, what you're referring to, right? Initially, that's when you didn't yet know somebody was in the truck.
Can you say that again?
So at the beginning, when you first got there, right, you didn't know right away that somebody was in the truck.
No, I didn't.
I think you had said before, because it was so light outside, it was a bit difficult to see into the truck.
I wasn't really paying attention to his truck. He was outside of it.
And then in your police interview, you referred to then seeing a light in the truck, and that's when you started to see somebody?
Yeah, that's when the door opened.
Okay, so there's a light turned on, and at the same time, a door opened?
That's the reason the light was on.
Okay, because the truck door was open. Yes.
Sure.
And you said that you saw a couple different times her go back and forth to the gas station,
Yes,
and only one of those different times you were on your way to the gas station as well.
yes,
But for that whole time, she remained in front of you?
when I was going into the gas station, she was in front of me. When I walked into the gas station, she went to the left, I went straight, and over to the right.
For that walk over to the gas station, was it getting dark at that point?
It was already dark.
Okay. And while she was in the truck, you were not sure exactly which part of the truck this was?
I can't remember, no.
Okay. So you understood initially that when you arrived, you'd probably have to wait at the shop sometime?
Yes,
I think you referred to just one other car he worked on first. Is that all there was before you?
it was actually another vehicle out there, but I don't pay my brother to work on my car, so I had to wait until he was done making his money. So
Sure,
I waited.
sure. So do you know how many cars he worked on before he got to you?
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you know if there were any other customers present in person?
I did see someone, I can't remember what kind of car it was in, but it was, I believe, a gentleman, that needed to pull into the garage because Jarvis asked me to move my car out the way because I was blocking the garage, so, yes.
Was this someone you recognized at all?
No,
So in total, other than Jarvis, or who you referred to as King, was there anyone present that you recognized that day?
no, just King and my brother.
So as you said, the sun set while you were there. Do you know about how long it was light out before it got dark?
Well, I got there about 4 o'clock. It didn't take long for it to get dark. I don't remember the exact time, but it got dark pretty fast.
Okay, and then other than when you went to the gas station, were you always at the shop?
What do you mean?
So did you go anywhere else?
No, I never left. All I did was move my car when he asked me to move my car. And once the driveway was clear, I backed back where I was. I didn't go anywhere else.
Okay. And when you were present, not going to the gas station, were you always inside your vehicle?
Yes,
Were your doors open or closed?
closed.
Okay, and were your windows up or down?
They were up unless I asked him something,
Okay, so sometimes if you needed to communicate, you just open the window.
or I would call him, yeah. Yes,
And you were saying today that at one point you did speak to Jarvis about who this girl was.
yes,
And when you were talking to the police about this, you had said that you weren't sure exactly what his response was.
what I said was I wasn't sure of the word.
Sure, that's what I mean. That
Okay,
you told the police, right, that it might have been King's niece, or maybe he said it's my homeboy's niece.
he said it was his partner or King's niece, but he definitely said it was someone else's niece.
Okay, I think does it sound right to you that you used the term homeboy's niece with the police?
I probably did.
Okay.
It's all the same to me.
And then that's what you continued to think at first, right? At first, you just believed that it was someone else's niece.
Yeah,
Specifically, you thought it was probably King's niece,
that's what I was told.
which I think as we established, right, King is the same person as Cordell, right?
Yes,
And then after that, you would listen to some of these podcasts and to the news.
I listened to his kid's mother, and then I watched the podcast.
Okay, so those are some things that happened.
Yes,
And then once you started to have this different information you were gathering, then you kind of started to look into it for yourself,
yes,
do some of your own investigation.
yes,
And then at one point following that, that's when you decided to go back to the shop
yes,
to speak to Cordell
yes,
and to discuss some of these things you've been learning with him.
yes.
You and Jarvis are not particularly close.
I wouldn't say that we're really distant. I don't see him every day. I don't talk to him every day, but he's my brother.
He's your brother, but you don't have a very close relationship, or?
He's my brother.
What about with his children? Are you close with his children?
Some of the ones that I know,
So he has 13 kids, right?
I have no idea.
Do you have an idea of around how many kids he has?
A lot,
Okay. Do some of them live with different mothers?
yes.
And you don't spend time with all of them?
No,
So which ones do you know?
I don't.
Listen, this lady is saying in so many words, listen, he's my brother, okay? We're not close, period. I see him when I see him. I know some of his kids. Some of his kids I hang out with, but he's my brother. I don't know this other murderous side of what he's doing with Ms. Ira and all this stuff. She definitely asked the right questions while she was in that shop. And her calling the police, and doing that and talking to Shannon, she definitely did the right thing. My only thing with the sister is that the sister should have followed all the way through. All the way through. I think that Nazira would be here today, but we're not going to blame shift anybody. But she obviously did not know, or she did know actually. She had to have known what her brother was capable of. For the simple fact that she's asking, who is that little girl? Who does she belong to? And then once she found out who she did belong to, she contacted the mother, right? So she obviously knows her brother's tendencies, whether she wants to admit it on the stand or not. This lady is asking her 3 different ways about her brother and are they close? And the only thing that this sister can say is, he's my brother. Now, if somebody answers like that, he's my brother, that's telling you four different times that no, we're not close. We just are associated by blood. We got the same mom. We are not like that. But she wants to hear her say, that's my brother and we're not close and I don't know him like that. That's what she wants to hear him say. But this sister's not saying that. She's not. She's just saying, he's my brother. That's all I can tell you. I don't know the rest of his life. I don't know how many kids he has. I don't know how many baby mamas he has. I don't know how many other victims he has. And I don't know what he's done in his life. All I know is that that's my brother. And if I need a car fixed, that motherfucker's gonna fix it. That's pretty much what she's saying. Let's go. Got a few more minutes left on this recording, and we are jumping out of here. I think like 9 minutes left. Let's go.
I don't want to say their names. They're minors.
Okay.
And I don't want to disclose their identity.
Could you just give it a number instead? How many do you know?
I'm counting. About 8.
So when you say 8 that you know, does that mean 8 that you have like personal contact with?
I have.
When is the last time that you've seen any of them?
8 kids, you guys. He has at least 8 kids. So let me ask you out there, for the people that are still here, and also for the replay gang too, because I'm gonna have a replay gang and a whole bunch of comments too later. Let me ask you guys something. If Jarvis Butts has about 8 kids, how many of his kids do you think are his victims? Do you think any of his kids are his victims? How many of those kids do you think are Jarvis Butts victims as well? How many of his own kids do you guys think he has victimized? Because she's really trying to keep them under wraps. How many?
About 2 months ago.
Were you and Jarvis raised by your grandmother?
For the most part.
And were there some events surrounding her death that related to your relationship with Jarvis that impacted some things?
No.
Oh, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Any redirect?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Butts, you said that there was another reason, there was a different reason that you thought that it was Ziyah that you had saw that day. When you were starting to compile, or when you talked to Shannon Harris, and then you got the podcast. Before that, you said there was other reasons why you had thought that was Ziyah.
So, am I?
Yes.
Can I speak for-
What is
okay,
that? Yes.
So, at the time, I didn't know. Once I realized that it was a possibility that I saw her, there were several reasons that led me to believe that it was a possibility I was there. And I didn't want to get into detail as far as what I knew before the podcast. But if you would like, I would explain to you why I thought these things.
Your Honor,
It's up to you.
can we approach? Yes. We'll be right back. Go in the hallway.
She's not trying to get into it, y'all. Mm-mm. No, she's not. This is going to be a rabbit hole. I'm telling you. 6 minutes left. They got to leave the courtroom. And she wants to tell it in private and not on the stand and tell them why. He's got more victims. And I bet you it's his kids. I hope those tears are for Ziyah and not Jarvis. She can cry for her brother. I do understand, but good night. He's been doing this to this little girl for a long time. You called the police, so I hope those tears of that little girl. So they all went out and took a break after she said, because there's like 6 minutes left. So there he is. Let's show him. They all went out and took a break, and she said, I don't want to talk about it in the court. I'd rather talk about it in private regarding his kids. So there's something going on there, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. He may have abused her. He absolutely did. He absolutely did. I think he abused all his baby mamas. He's very violent. Shannon said that. You know, I told you guys that there's something with Shannon. She knew more about what was going on and she let on when she first started talking, when we first started talking about this case. This is why I pushed it back all the way to the 17th, Tracy, because I was like, no, new things just keep coming out. I want the full enchilada. And guess what? I'm gonna play for you guys. Every time we go live, I'm gonna play for you guys each and every family member that goes up on the damn that goes up on the stand. Because it's just weird behavior. It's weird behavior to me. You called the police on him, so what? You called the police on him because you knew. You know something about your brother that you don't want everybody else to know. You know something that you don't want everybody else to know about your brother. Okay? Let's just get that straight. Let's get that shit straight. He has no remorse. None. None at all. And the bad thing is you were sleeping with both sisters, sleeping with the sister's daughter. So you got to her sister, her kids. Like, you are a serious sex offender. Like, I'm talking about a 20 level sex offender, as high as they go, and then some. And they let shit happen. They let it happen. The two sisters were both sleeping with him. That's the end of it. Let's see. Yeah, it's the end of it. Let's see what they do. If she's gonna talk, she's not gonna talk about it though. She's gonna grant her that behind closed doors. Let's see.
Okay, we are back on the record. Ms. Butts, you are still under oath.
Here we go.
Ms. Ripley, go right ahead.
Thank you. So, Ms. Woods,
3 minutes.
what's
Listen.
the sources of these reasons that you have? Are these things that you know from your personal knowledge? Are these things that you observe yourself?
Right. Listen.
I'm sorry.
So these reasons that you were thinking of, what are the sources of them? Is it somebody told you something? Is it something that you saw yourself, you observed, or a coupling of that?
I would say both things that I was told and things that I heard.
Okay. Were there heard from Jarvis?
No,
Okay. Were these things that you had already known prior
prior
to
This case, bitch.
thinking
Yeah.
that was Messiah that you saw?
I'm sorry, I'm confused on the question.
So are these things the sources that you have for these reasons? Are they like things that you have personal knowledge of, or are they things that somebody told you about?
These were things that I was told. I'm trying to understand the question that you're asking.
Ms. Ripley, you're referring to the question before we went into sidebar about her leading up to believing that it was possibly Ziyah Harris at the shop, correct?
Yes.
Does that help clarify
Okay.
the line of questioning?
Okay. So those reasons, those things, Are those things that you had known before? Are they based on your observations? Or
Well, these were things that I was told. And after asking the questions that I needed to ask, I came up with the conclusion that it was a possibility that Ziyah was the little girl that I saw that day.
You said that when you were parked at Jarvis's shop, that it was getting dark out.
Yeah.
Okay. That darkness, is that maybe the reason why the color on the jacket stood out?
Well, the jacket didn't stand out until I was walking into the gas station behind her because I wasn't really like paying attention to what she had on. I just kept seeing her get in and out of the truck, going in the gas station and coming back to the truck, and that's what caught my attention.
Okay, so the movement is what attracted you to it at first.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Bussy, you're done, sir.
Yeah, that's it, guys. So yes, that is Jarvis Butts' sister on the stand. Okay, all right. Poor Nazaria, we gotta damn let her rest in peace. That little sweet angel is gone way too soon. Way too soon. You guys, you got to keep her up in prayer. You know what I mean? And pray for our kids. You know, all this is happening every day. This is a regular basis. I can pull another story, you know, another murder trial right now. And we just got to just stay focused. And we got to protect our kids, you guys. I don't care about nothing. I don't care what it takes. We got to protect our kids. Okay? And I'm serious. I mean, all these motherfucking hobos moving up in your house, eating your kids' snacks, playing your kids' video games. I mean, not having jobs, staying home all day, and then molesting your kid. We got to watch this. Like, this is serious. I mean, and this is a mom that didn't care. He was sleeping with the mother and the mother's sister. So the aunt too. So they were both sleeping with Jarvis. And he was sleeping with her little girl, her kids too. Like, come on. We gotta stop this shit. Like, where does it end? And she knew about it. You know what I mean? Shannon knew about it too. And so I knew it. I knew it when we had Shannon up here. When I first started talking about the case, I said, there's something about Shannon that I'm not feeling. She knows more than she's letting off, and she sure did. She fired off a whole lot more. And we can talk about that in the next episode, okay? I got a little date I got a little date tonight. You know, got a little date. So, you know. But we can talk about that a little bit more, you know, a little later. Because Shannon is a liar. You know what I'm saying? The grandma Annette is a liar too. Okay? They could have protected that little girl and they did not. So why? Here's my question. Why is this family not in handcuffs? Okay? I like to get the whole meat and potatoes. You know, as they add shit and add shit. I don't like to go live every single day, every time a new detail comes up. I want all of it. So I'm just watching the case, but I'm like, why are these people not in handcuffs? You knew it. You did it. You're just as guilty as Jarvis Butts. So you should all get a sentence. You should get the same sentence. It's like us all going to a robbery and two of you guys staying in the car, but somebody gets murdered. Somebody gets killed. So you get 20 years just like me. Yeah, the blood is on their hands too. That's right, Tracy. It's on their hands too. So they should be in that courtroom catching the same heat and sentence that Jarvis is. And that should be, Shannon should be, all of them. Demond should be, all of them. Every last one of them should be catching the same heat. They are accomplices to Ziyah Harris's death and abuse. And her pregnancy at 13 years old, she was raped by this man. They're all accomplices to every single crime he committed against her for however long it took place. They are all accomplices to that. And her murder too. How about that? They're not looking at it like that. They are though. They're accomplices too because they knew about it. They just didn't know what day was going to take place. They knew that man was going to seriously hurt that girl. because they were not going to be able to cover up that pregnancy. And the boyfriend thing was not going to work because they couldn't just pick somebody quick enough. So he knew he was going to take her life. They're accomplices to all of it, to the murder, everything. I don't care, the murder, everything. They're accomplices to it. Yes, absolutely they are. Yes, the blood is on their hands. Protect our kids. Hashtag protect our kids, you guys. This shit is out of control. I bet you tonight, I got a date, I got reservations at 4, and it's 2 hours away. But I bet you when I get back from one of my errands, I bet you I could come back with another murder story. Another one. Where somebody killed their kid. Or let somebody else kill their kid because they moved in. Hopscotch already moved in. And would have had and abused somebody's kid and they sat back and watched because they were so in love. Fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Oh, because I like you, I'm going to let you beat my kid? Starve my kid to death? While I sit there and watch? Because it's twinkle, twinkle, little star in the eyes. You know, we're connected. Hell no. You ain't coming in here and beating shit. It's time for you to go. Let me do some background checks for your ass move in. We're not doing none of that. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? First date, we going out. Second date is a U-Haul? No. No, we got to stop that shit. Women got to stop letting these damn hobos move in with them. Stop letting these damn homeless men move in and attack their kids and rape their kids at nighttime while they're asleep, supposedly in the next room. Or they're waiting to get some of the next room. Diabolical, yeah. Wicked, yes, but diabolical demons, absolutely. Absolutely. Not protecting your kid and you're at work or you're in the next room. We got enough of that shit going on everywhere. We got to stop it. We got to put these men behind bars and stop letting them move in when you have kids. No. Wait till your kids are grown. Let him get his own place. Let him get his own shit. I don't care if you don't like it. Date the motherfucker for 10 years and then get married and move in. If your kids like them, and if your kids don't, that's a sign. I'm telling you. Coming from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a sign. We gotta wake up. We are sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Shannon, Annette, all of them, they were sleeping. They were not woke, allowing this shit to happen. Everybody was sleeping with Jarvis. I'm wondering. Annette, were you sleeping with Jarvis too, Grandma? Were you getting a little piece too? Because obviously he was handing it out in your family. He likes to keep it in the family. All you guys should be prosecuted. I want to know why the prosecutor, the DA, is not prosecuting the entire family as an accomplice to Naziah's murder and her abuse that led up to it and her murder. They took her life. The whole family did because they knew. Don't sit here and play with me. That's why that damn prosecutor was like, that's hearsay. Right, everything is fucking hearsay. The whole damn trial is hearsay. Like, we gotta do something. Like, this is it. That little girl shouldn't have been pregnant, and she should not have lost her life. They shouldn't have played with her like that. You know what I mean? All the messages and stuff he was sending her. You know what I mean? And she started to like it. He groomed her. And that's the most disgusting thing about it, is that he groomed her. And it made me sick to watch. Groomed her. So that the feelings were mutual, and she thought that that was okay. Because she grew up like that. See? I said family secrets, you guys. They hurt, though. Family secrets hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Like that sister up there, she's crying because she knows they got some family secrets. And now look at what it's doing. It's generational curse. Our generational curses. We don't deal with shit the right way. Our African American culture, we have a problem with communication and counseling and dealing with stuff in our family the right way. We want to put it underneath the rug. You know what I mean? No, we can't do that shit. No, absolutely not. We need to protect our kids and do the right thing. Take their asses to counseling when they've been abused. Find out if your child is acting different. You can tell their body language change when some shit is happening to them. You can tell. I don't care. I can tell. Some shit is happening. I can tell. So we should be able to tell and watch our child's body language and see. Are they acting real grown? At the fucking 13? I'm sure she was. Acting like somebody's mama. She was gonna have a baby. She's sleeping with a grown ass man. And he's grooming her, texting her. You know what I mean? All the proof is in the pudding. This is gonna be a rabbit hole. Because more and more and more of them are gonna come out and tell us what they knew. And but what they don't know, if we have the right prosecutor in line and DA in line, they should all be prosecuted. One by one by one by one. Yeah. For letting him sleep with that little girl and groom her. While they were all sleeping with each other and not paying attention. I'm disgusted. I'm mortified. But I will be back with some more. We're going to get hot on this case. We're going to the courtroom. I want to hear it. I want to hear every time a family member gets on the stand and acts like her. I want to see. Because just like you said, Tracy, yeah, maybe he was abusing her. Maybe he abused his sister. She knows what he did. She knows what he's about. She just is not going to tell it. She's not willing to throw her brother underneath the bus. Not so hard. But she did call the police and she did call Shannon. So she did kind of toss him halfway underneath the bus. But as far as her testimony, she's not trying to say a damn thing at all. Okay? Nothing. All right? So we got to focus on our kids. I don't care. This new generation, we can handle it. We just need to get with it. We need to focus on our kids. But you guys know I'm about to get up out of here. I told you I would come back with the story, so I'm back. You know I am. I just figured let's just knock this stream out because I keep pushing it back and back and back and back and back. So let's knock it out. We'll come back with another one, I promise you. And I'm going to give you some more updates on this case. I want to see who the DA is on it. And I want to see what kind of charges, I want to see if there's any more charges that have been added to the case and if anybody in the family is catching charges and what the DA is looking like. Who is the DA? Who's the prosecutor? So I'm going to do a little bit of digging. I do a little bit of digging tonight. But I'm going to come back and talk to you about the Pakistan lady too. So we'll be doing that. It probably won't be today because then I won't have time to get all, fly and G'd up and stuff for my date. So it'll probably be what's tomorrow? Saturday? Yeah, I'll come back Saturday and we'll do a few lives on Saturday. Yeah, I'll be back. You guys be here, I'll be here. All right? But you guys make sure you use that like button. I don't give a damn if there's 4 or 5 people in the building. We'll grow organically. I'm cool with the organic growth. I like the slow growth. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay? So remember, we talk about everything over here, okay? Celebrity news, you know what I mean? All that. So we do it all, you guys. So just keep on coming. I'll keep coming, all right? Trig takes a 2-week break. Don't think that, oh my God, she went off the internet. Oh my God, she's gone. I ain't going no damn where. I'm self-made on this bitch, okay? I ain't going nowhere. But I love you guys so much. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to play you guys out of here. And I will see you on the next one. So anybody that wants to hit the link is pinned in the chat. You can hit it. You got about 30 seconds now. Come on, I'm trying to go. I'm already late for every appointment in the world because it's snowing. All right? But I love you guys. I'm out of here. I will see you on the next one. You have a great day, everybody. Tracy, Shelly, everybody that showed up. Rhoda, thank you, Moz. It's been in the bushes. If you're in there, thank you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are all amazing. I love you all. So I will see you soon. All right. So thank you so much for coming. And I got to get up out of here. I'm trying to debate which song I want to play for you. If I want to be sweeter, if I want to go, go out hard. I'll go out a little hard. I'll see you guys soon. I'm out of here.
I gotta get this off my chest, girl. I'll forgive you for anything you do, but bitch, if you tell on a nigga, you tore up out here, fuck you, yeah. But y'all don't appreciate my presence. Hey, when I put it on your lip pockets, I should have spit on it when I finish, you heard me? Pussy lip bitch. If you my nigga, then I'm your killer. Nobody gon' play with you when I'm with you. I ain't gon' lie, since you left my side, I got more security with you. You my little son, your name at the gate at my estate. If you don't remember, slept on the floor and shared the space where I lay down and play my children. Out of that bands, I'm playing with millions, but I can't lie and say I don't miss you. Knowing that I'm him, album flop deep down inside, got major resentment. Treated unfair when I went to prison, but I'm prepared to speak on the issue. Unresolved and family dealings, passing it from past experience. Media painted a narrative to all the fans. A lot of the facts is missing. James Lee Lucas came to my aid when I got remained, went back to prison. How do you explain when you and your spouse engaged in illegitimate business? They was all happy when I was on drugs, but I sobered up for paying attention. Shit on my name gave me a blemish. A mother to turn my little ones against me. Bought her a truck when I was away and can't explain the way I'm feeling. Her and her son jumped my new wife and took a person. Won't admit it. Personal training invaded my personal place deep down inside and killed me. Her and this nigga that schemed me out some cake deep down inside and killed me. Criticized when I was fatuous. I developed some insecurities. Got on that Adderall in the gym 3 times a day. How I got skinny. Got on that alcohol, which kinda helped me block out all my symptoms. Nobody noticing when I'm suffering, playing perfect while on Insta. Tried to tell the world what I'm juggling, left subliminals on Twitter. Vito tried to tell me just focus, hold it together, but I'm slipping. His brother lied, the money back, yo, that's still my brother, but we just distant. Always love when he be shining, remind me of mine when he glistening. Boo dirty, kept it player, we fell out and he forgive me. Curb boy, I tried to warm and swear to God, wish I'd have listened. Jeff Perry, you know I'm sorry, you know I love you, I should've listened. Took the lick, made me feel guilty, I went back and tried to fix it. Still was playing on my little temper, trying to manipulate my mental. I'm in that 70805 where I post up in the trenches, told the Tank, Deanne, Linnell, and Tony, don't let nobody kill me. Cold-hearted, Woodland Hill, stuffing that dick and bundle of Brittany. We had a real infatuation with one another, but no commitment. You know I was turned up with the cartel and wasn't agreeing with how I was living, so she went made a safer choice and had a baby with a new nigga. Now she say she made a mistake deep down in her heart, wasn't really in it. We was laid up, I ain't answer when they hit and lost the shipment. Pour my heart out, I made fly again. You heard me, I'm out the picture, stressing about me during your pregnancy, your baby, and I resent went home to sleep deep down this tension when you knowing it's something missing. Suck it up, put all my energy back in the Eastland, let killer. Took the blame in interviews and made it look like I was tripping. Made the drink a song lie to the world while trying to protect her image. Tell me you love me, I say it back of my mind, I'm indifferent. Thought just infiltrated to the farm, hurt my heart, what am I missing? You a man, step out your bedroom, see that standing in your kitchen, taking vids, all your cars and land and go to posting pictures. Told them I don't wanna interfere with her fitness, bitch, I'm different. I'm romantically involved in Virginia, me and Brandon. Took a shahada, became Muslim, all of the men was in attendance. A shadow of la ilaha illallah, Muslim, I bear witness. On my mind, ain't mean to waste your time, but I'm still on my grizz. That other guy could make you happy, cause he could give what I can't give you. Ruby Rose, I can't wait to have your feet facing my ceiling, with my tongue deep in your ass while I kiss all on your kitty. Put that dick deep in your back and make you come all on this missile. Put your hands behind your back and smack your ass, I'm in your kidneys. Ain't no disrespect to Jigga, met through Nipsey, that's my nigga. Don't know if they in the swing, and Beyonce need to let me hit her. Make a piss all on this dick respectfully, her body shiver. I want Nikki, she need Kevin, she still playing around with Kenny. Only ones that shout me out was being 10 and Frederick Givens. Everybody that come around take my style and try to steal it. Knowing that I make mine smile, I don't buy down, I'm rocking glitter. Neighborhoods, you pay $250, they put switches on your glizzy. Free Lil Main, free Be Stupid, dump truck and free B Jizzle. Free my Lucha, Andy Lucas, Cornbread and Corey Miller. Told him Dolph ain't never dead, I'm in the booth, he right here with me. Disrespect me, I'ma dive off in your ditches like your dentist. Times I feel like Kodak Black, I go to calling on my spirit. Then I jump out in all black, my feathers in, I'm representing. I don't do no ultimatums, I done grew into my vision. I am God in the flesh and I'm above your intuition. I go hard by myself and I don't need no supervision. Hair on floor, I'm in control and I got power like I'm 50. What you want me to say? Cause I don't wanna talk deep, yeah, man. You know it sound me. If I offended anybody, hey, please forgive me, I'm so not sorry. You won't smoke, just keep it between me and you to get that pronto. You heard me? They said smoke in the air behind the carry, you heard me?